because this area is specialist technical principles, depending on the subject that you're doing or the specialism that you're doing, you should really focus on the area that you worked the most. So when I teach design technology, because I do a lot more workshop, I don't cover as much textiles or electronics. I tell my kids to pick the materials that they've used the most to do with their specialism, which in my case is resistant materials. So out of this, realistically, they should be picking aluminium, oak, or high impact polystyrene, wood, metals, plastics. Now, if you're more graphics based and you do a lot more graphic stuff, then I assume you would pick the cartridge paper. And again, if you do textiles, you should be picking, I guess, silk. All right, so it all depends on what your main focuses are, but because I focus mainly on resistant materials, that's the advice I would give to my students. So choose one material from the table above. Name one property of your chosen material. So this can be answered in a number of ways. For example, you could pick oak. We'll do a couple, but you could pick oak. If I put oak down, one of the properties. So again, it is strong, but again, I wouldn't just put down it is strong. I will say oak has good compression strength. I would give a bit more specific details. Right. Give one product that uses your chosen material. So we could say furniture. So I wouldn't put down the word furniture because it's too vague. I would put down maybe a bench or a chair or a table. And then here it says describe why your chosen material here it says describe why your chosen material is used for the product given in question 15.2. So it could say oak is chosen because it has a nice grain. Each grain is individual and unique, which makes the table unique. You can mention that. You could also mention because it has good compression strength, you can put quite a heavy load on the table and it would not break. You can also say it has high durability, so therefore it will last a long time. So again, you give the answer and then you give a reason. So it has high durability, which allows it to be used for a long period of time. That's why oak furniture lasts hundreds of years, so on. Always state on a 2-mark answer, state your reason and then justify that reason. If I go for aluminium, we can say property of aluminium, it has a good strength to weight ratio as it's really strong, but it's really light. Give one product that uses your chosen material. We could say an airplane. Describe why your chosen material is used in the product you gave in 15.2. Aluminium has a good strength to weight ratio, therefore on an aircraft it's really strong but it's really light, which will help with fuel capacity, as in it won't burn as much fuel as it would if it was steel because it's lighter. We could also give a different answer, as in a different chosen product. We could say an aluminium drinks can. We can say that because it doesn't corrode and it doesn't react with a drink inside. You could also say that once it's used, it can be recycled again and again. Aluminium, when it's melted, will always go back to its original properties. So that's another thing you can say. High impact polystyrene, cartridge paper and silk. It all depends what you're most comfortable with, what material you know the best.